My guts aren't smarter than my brains, but they are wiser. And my heart's a moron who long ago lost its right to an equal vote in the committee. If I've learned anything over the last couple of years during which I went from just writing a lot to being a writer, it's that my gut knows best. Sure, my brain works through tedious problems such as timelines, physics, world building, grammar rules, research, precise details of magic systems, and so on. It can't know how a particular character would react in a certain situation, and it's completely ignorant on how to make a story work thematically rather than just logically. For those things, I defer to my gut. I learned this the hard way when working on my first novel. I relied far too much on my brain and ignored basically all of my gut's nagging complaints. I mean, it told me I had to rewrite like a third of the novel, and I really didn't want to. Besides, my gut didn't even know why it felt this way. It just did, and that wasn't good enough for me. So I turned that manuscript over to a professional editor, as is. All the while, my gut screamed in protest.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah, it was right. Nearly all the issues my editor flagged were things my gut had warned me about. I mean, it didn't know everything he'd end up criticizing. My brain, which I still use from time to time, had not yet been informed on certain stylistic elements that are considered outdated now, like certain POV head-hopping rules. I read a lot of old literature and that kind of thing was more acceptable back then, but every piece of story, character development, and theme that I'd left in the hands of that incompetent gray lump in my skull ended up being complete disasters. Had I listened to my gut in all its glorious wisdom, I would have saved myself and that poor editor a ton of time and stress. I've since learned to overcome the many mental detriments that come with being the proverbial dumb blonde. Now I can almost entirely bypass that deficient cranial organ and go straight to my gut. There are too many things, writing related or otherwise, that my mind just can't understand or define. I think this is true of just about everybody, regardless of how functional their brain is. No one relies on their brain to determine what is good art. We're fools to ignore their gut when it doesn't trust someone. And when our brain says, this scene functions just fine to move the plot along, but our gut says, yeah, I don't believe any of this for a second. I don't even know why, just trust me. There's no good reason to ignore that sage advice. Listen to your gut, my friends. It is a severely underappreciated organ. But that's just this writer's opinion. If you disagree, leave a comment, tell me what I missed, like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.